Blessed is the man that worketh not in the counsel of the heathen, and sitteth in the seat that is scornful. But his delight is in the law of the law, and in this law I see I did it sunrise and sundown. Him I go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in the season. Him live never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now they saw them there like a chaff, which the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon the judgment of the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God Jah love the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I will perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Joe! Kadama we gromabia tela e higzag beer tana istalin abba shante 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 kadama we gromabia tela e where 2 centuries meet in the name of the Most High Jah and that's so Jaja de if Jaja never watch upon your house the watchman I go watch it in vain. Same way if Jaja never build up your house the builder I go build it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower and the righteous run into it and they may save. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks and I say unto your name, King of kings and Lord of lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, Amasa Yahuda, Amasa Negus, Danielam, Komaya Sataya, Haimana Pio Aya, Kadamawe Gromabe Tela. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodemo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. In every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, albeit uncomfortably, ingredients of so many different colors, shapes, sizes, aromas, and flavors find their way into the black pot, putting aside all their differences to produce what is known as food. Now, this food does not even go to the benefit of the black pot. Neither does it benefit the ingredients. It benefits us the eaters. Yet every time, so selflessly, the ingredients and the black pot would always collaborate to bring us good, nutritious food. Now the black pot is so symbolical of the African continent. And interestingly, we are also represented by the ingredients in the black pot. We must collaborate and produce what is known as development for our people, our continent, our land. We must be that tree planting generation. Yes, even though we might not live long enough to benefit from the shade and the fruits of the tree, we must know that it doesn't mean anything. After all, the next generations of our children, children's children, children's children's children will come and benefit this. And it's always beautiful to say, we did it for them. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here, we don't do politics. We speak truth to power, yes, but we don't criticize. If we must criticize, although we would, just to build and not to destroy. And the good thing about us is this thing. Hear me now. The Black Pot looks at patriotism and not politics. I love this. We are seen all over the world via the power of satellite. We are on Pan-African TV, Africa's Pan-African TV. We are also on Loud Silence TV, Super on Black Empire TV, our own TV, and of course on Ghana Web TV. We are also on YouTube. Our name is Black Empire TV. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel and make sure that you also click on the notification so that you will not miss any story we put out. This is the Black Pot, aka Kokoshodomo, and my name, Black Rasta. Today we have a number of issues to look at. Number one is rolling. What does it say? Sperms for sale in Ghana. It's shocking, isn't it? Now, the media outfit that I work for is called Media General. Our TV station went into a very serious investigation, and it came out with shocking results. Sperms for sale in Ghana. Watch the headlines. Sperm merchants, the cartels harvesting and selling used condoms for rituals in Ghana. And what does the story say? It took the boldness of a journalist to pursue his curiosity after he first heard about something almost unbelievable in 2017, and which has now been established as a thriving sperm harvesting industry in the country. Come here. Title: Sperm Merchant. The TV3 journalists trace the trail of how mostly prostitutes have established a branch of their business with the sale of used condoms. Predominant in the Upper West, Ashanti, and Greater Accra regions, most of these women have built strong businesses and, of course, business links with cartels and ritualists, making a great deal of money from them in return for the used condoms. One of the women who spoke to TV3 journalists involved in this investigation told him that the syndicate is so well coordinated that there are even cleaners in a number of hotels that serve as their suppliers. I have hotels in Accra that the cleaners supply me with the used condoms when I tip them, because I learn much from the use, I earn much from the used condom sale, he said. Of course, spoke in Ghanaian English. It's the errand boys of the pastors that deal with me, not the pastors themselves. I will not mention names, but a lot of the condoms are requested by pastors. I even delivered some consignment when coming here, and I will collect my money when I am going back. I know the pastor's house. He also knows mine. I will take my money. 2 weeks ago, I delivered some to an evangelist in the Volta region. She said, while stating that she would never allow such a thing to be done to any man in her family, Kiki explained that regardless, she would continue to sell the condoms to be able to fend for herself and her 10-year-old daughter. She also disclosed that she has spiritually fortified herself, as she is aware the trade she is in is a dangerous one. More revealing was the fact that these women said a lot of their clients are supposedly pastors. One of the ladies, referred to as Kiki, explained how a lot of these men of God get their supplies, stressing that even before she went for that interview, she had just dropped off a consignment with one of these men. For her, as long as the used condoms will be paid for, she would always be ready to supply them. Anytime I go to Kumasi, people come to me for the used condoms containing sperms. I don't know what they use them for, but so far as they pay me, I sell them, she explained. A fetish priest in the central Tong district of the Volta region also explained some of the consequences of people using such condoms for rituals, whilst adding that it is something he has raised an alarm on before. These are the condoms. Come here. When you look at them, and if you have seen the documentary, you will be shocked. Men who patronize the services of these women. After sex, what happens next? They leave the used condoms behind. The women would normally tell them, oh, we will dispose of them. Don't worry. Just go. And then they pick up that and they sell. These are all condoms containing sperms. And they use that for rituals in this country. And as the story said, a lot of people who are supposed to be called men of God pastors are those that patronize this, and they use that for extra energy and power to be able to make miracles in the church so they can make more money. Now the prostitutes have opened another branch of their prostitution, and that is the sale of condoms that have been used containing sperms. What are the consequences of using these sperms for rituals? Now, when you look at the documentary, you realize that a lot of the spiritualists will tell you that once this is used, the owner of the sperms will go mad. Sometimes they will never be able to have children all their lives. But we are looking at the legal aspect. Lawyers in the documentary say that there's no law in Ghana that is against the selling of human sperms. So it is not illegal per se to sell sperms. What is illegal is prostitution, but not the selling of the sperm. Wow. So if a man goes to court and he says, oh, I patronize the services of a prostitute, little did I know that the condom that I used, she picked it up with my sperms contained in there and sold it out to be used for spiritual purposes. The judge will look at you, and what would he say? You did an illegal business. It's like running to the court to say that you went to buy cocaine from a certain drug peddler and the man has swindled you. The court will lock you up because you got engaged in an illegal activity. So what does this mean? It means none of these men can get a certain kind of verdict, positive, in the courthouse. But this trade is booming. In the Upper West region is the order of the day. There are hotels that have a lot of prostitutes coming from Burkina Faso, some coming from Nigeria, and some other neighboring places, and they've been in the hotel for the past 2 years and even more. And all they do is to harvest sperms that they sell and make money. How much do they sell one condom filled with sperm? In the documentary, it depends on how plentiful the sperm is. And according to some of the prostitutes, if a man has not slept with a woman for so long, and then he goes in to have sex, he will produce a lot of sperms, and they might sell that for 200 Ghana cedis, depending on where. But if it's a man who regularly has sex, he will produce only a little one. And for that matter, they will charge only 100 Ghana cedis. Do they dilute the condoms and the content with water so that they will look a lot plenty? Your guess is as good as mine. But the sperm business is now rife. Now, what is the advice in there? If you cannot stay away from prostitutes, make sure that after the caboodle, you carry your own used condoms and walk away. But this is also interesting. Come here, let me tell you something. Now, according to the prostitutes interviewed in this documentary, they are more interested in the sperm more than even the money that you pay them, because they make a lot of money from the sperm business. So if you're coming and you are going and you want to carry your sperm away, they have boys around who they will call to beat you up mercilessly. If you're not careful, they might even stab you so that you leave the sperm behind. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? This is what it is. People are doing virtually anything to make money. Somebody says, I have a 10-year-old that I have to take care of, so I have to sell people's sperms to make that money. But she wouldn't want that to happen to any male member of a family. And she says in the interview, I have made up my mind that I am a bad criminal. I'm a bad person. I am a sinner. So I will do all these things to make my money. But I wouldn't want that to happen to my family. Wow. Are these truly the end times? Would you want your sperm to be sold? I know many other people out there would just say, oh, it's just sperm, it's nothing. Especially people with the Western minds. They will see it as a waste of time. Wait until you start going mad. Wait until you can't make children. then you will know that African spirituality works. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo. I know what is going through your mind right now. Maybe the last time you went into a hotel, the last time you had a hookup girl. Now, the euphemism for prostitution is hookup. Institutionalized prostitution. They call it hookup. And the ladies are all over the place. One phone call, bam. These days, they don't even need to be on the streets. And when they come, they harvest your sperm. The last time you forgot to carry your used condom away, maybe it's in the hands of a certain pastor. Maybe it's in a shrine in the Volta region. Wow, this is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. Come here, let's deal with the next issue. The next one I would like to look at is hitting. Boom. Nana Addo gives priceless hope to Ghanaians. Ghanaians is not well spelled. G-H-A-N-A-I-A before N. Nana Addo gives priceless hope to Ghanaians. Wow. What kind of hope is this? And who is telling us this? It's interesting. Who is telling us that Nana Addo is giving us hope in this country? I know this woman. She used to be the Minister of Aviation, right? I know this woman. Yes, I know her. Was it not this same woman that was complaining about British Airways planes full of cockroaches and bedbugs? Was she not the one complaining about the rickety nature of the British Airlines planes? Am I wrong? Am I right? Well, let me verify. Run the story. SONA, that's the State of the Nation's Address. Akufo-Addo has given priceless hope to Ghanaians. And this is Cecilia Dapa. Wow. Cecilia Dapa. Yes. This woman here was the Minister of Aviation. Very arrogant woman. I remember clearly she talked about Ghana Airways. And then she also talked about British Airways. How rickety their planes were, those that were dispatched to come to Ghana. And how they decided to lengthen the journey in the British airports for Ghanaians and Nigerians. In other words, if you were in Britain and you were coming to Ghana or Nigeria, they would take you all the way to the last gate. You would walk hours before reaching there. The price was higher for Ghanaians and less for Nigerians. And the planes were so rickety. At the same time, the British Airlines planes had bed bugs and cockroaches in there. That was what she said when she was the Minister of Aviation a few years back. She gave the British Airlines an ultimatum to change the planes and change the departure gates for Ghanaians, or else Ghana was going to boycott that. She also went ahead to say that the British Airlines never did anything called social responsibility for the people of Ghana. They never bought bicycles for children in the school, but they had been in this country for 30 years plus. She was angry. We supported her. She spoke the truth. But when journalists like us followed up for her to tell us what the next thing would be, and whether the ultimatum had elapsed or not, and whether they had heard anything from the British Airlines, she didn't want anybody to ask her that. She arrogantly told some of us, it is not for you to ask. If I have any information, I'll put it out. Some of them get so arrogant when they have power. Today, this is what she's saying. Akufo-Addo has given priceless hope to Ghanaians. What priceless hope? Let's read it. Maybe we are getting her wrong. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has given Ghanaians priceless hope in the State of the Nation address he delivered on Wednesday. The Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Cecilia Dapa, has said, come here. She said, President Addo touched on all the critical aspects of the economy in his address. Quick. I think it was well delivered. All the essentials were touched. He concentrated on the state of the economy first and then went into what we have done so far until 2020 when we had these adverse conditions in the economic space. The hope he has given for me is priceless because we are on the right trajectory. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in his address, reiterated that Ghana's economy was doing well prior to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war. This, he said, is a fact that the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has recognized. Mr. Akufo-Addo indicated that due to political advantage, some people are seeking to take. They are unable to accept the fact that the economy was doing well. I've said, and the managing director of the IMF has also said, our economy was doing well until COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war, he said. Well, this is a president who can best be described as an ostrich. He never faces his responsibilities. He never faces reality. He lives in an abstract fool's paradise. That's where the president belongs. Everything is about Ukraine-Russia war. If two countries, out of how many countries in the world, have loggerheads and they are fighting, and we in Africa, far away Africa, are feeling the crunch to the point that our economy becomes a ghost, then we don't deserve to be called a nation. For all you know, all the major countries in Africa can go to war for all they care. It will not touch a hair out of the hairs of the head of Russia. Not even America. Not Ukraine. Yet, when a fowl coughs in Ukraine, Ghana catches cold. When a goat sneezes in Russia, Ghana catches cold. Why? And we claim we are independent. The president says that the economy is doing well. People are committing suicide. Police people are shooting themselves and killing each other. Prostitution has increased all over the place. People are so depressed. The only way they can get rid of their depression is from engaging in prostitution and patronizing prostitutes. Politicians are confused all over the place. This is the priceless hope the president has given to us. Where is the COVID-19 audit report? What are they saying about it? The president says they have spent the money well. The last Auditor General was chased out, hounded out of office. All because he was fighting corruption. They bring people in to pretend to fight corruption. They don't want people to fight corruption. Imagine this was the president who was looking for a salary for his wife for being in his bedroom. He was looking for a salary for his vice president's wife for being in the vice president's bedroom. Ghanaians fought against it. They didn't even have the conscience. Dead conscience. Tone deaf. They would never hear the calls of Ghanaians to be upright. Cecilia Dapa says, the president has given us priceless hope. Come, let's check that hope. Hear this. 6 March came. Children were walking on the streets, marching all over the place. People were collapsing left, right, and center. The president is running to the IMF looking for money. Is that a priceless hope? Cocoa farms are being cut down. And now we have Galamsey people taking over the cocoa farms. Is that the priceless hope? The president flying all over the world, begging for money to come and build a dirty cathedral. Is that the priceless hope to Ghanaians? Schools are in session for 2 days. They go home and sleep for the next 1 million days. Is that the priceless hope they are giving to Ghanaians? Wanton corruption in government. Is that the priceless hope? The building of a cathedral with shady pastors in there. Two-faced pastors in there, siphoning the money of the economy, allegedly. And here we are. Is that a priceless hope? Let me ask one simple question, and I want Abner Dapa to answer this. Today, as we sit in this priceless hope country, let a ship come from America to say that the Americans are looking for Ghanaian slaves. Listen, I'm using harsh terms so that we'll see the reality. That ship is looking for Ghanaian slaves to voluntarily jump onto that ship. They will be taken to work on the plantations of America. The only difference is that they will earn half the salary Americans, ordinary Americans earn. You'll be shocked. Some of your chiefs will be on that ship. You will be shocked that some of you politicians will be in there. How many Ghanaians will be left refusing to join that ship? In those days, they came by force. We cried and fought them. Today, they don't need to do it. The ship comes. They are telling you point blank that this is a slavery ship. We want slaves, Ghanaian slaves. Jump on board. No need for passport, no visa. Let's see if there's truly that priceless hope here. Let the same ship go to South Africa and see how many South Africans will jump on that. That is what is called priceless hope. Let that same ship go to Rwanda. Let's see how many Rwandans will jump on that ship. Don't try to take it to Nigeria. The president himself might just jump on the ship. That's the truth. Stop mocking this wonderful country. The country is not wonderful because of Nana Akufo-Addo's priceless hope, in quotes. It is wonderful because of our ancestors. It's wonderful because of what Kwame Nkrumah did. Ndewura Jakpa, Ya Asantua, and all the wonderful kings and chiefs and ancestors who shed their blood to keep this country aloft. Not Nana Addo. Maybe you are the only people seeing the priceless hope. I can't think far. I can't think madness. This is Okujato Blakk. He tweeted this. I have been poring over President Akufo-Addo's rather novel attachment to his State of the Nation address. The document is essentially his own version of President Mohammed's famous Green Book, except that his focuses on the road sector are on the road sector. The preliminary observation is intriguing, what's in there. And when you look at it, it's surprising. It looks like lifted and put in here. Yet one was competent and one was incompetent. One is giving us priceless hope, and the other one was a dead goat who was leading all of us to the slaughterhouse. Today, Ghanaians who believed that Nana Addo was the president who was going to lead us to El Dorado are all ashamed. They are all crying. They are all saying that this is the most demonic president. The most demonic president this nation has ever produced. To God be the glory. When they do their politics, they don't care about the ordinary Ghanaian. Cecilia Abner Dapa, look at your age. Your children, do they have priceless hope? For all you know, all her children are in America. That's if she has children at all. Then you come and lampoon us. Priceless hope for all Ghanaians. If she doesn't say that, Her salary will not be assured. Her position will not be assured. So they will play with our lives, toy with our lives to reach where they want to get to. May posterity judge us so harshly. This is the Blakk Port. And we return. We shall do more. Hey! Woyo!
Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco show, man.
This is the Blakk Port, aka Coco Shownaman. Here we speak truth to power. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Make sure you pick up the numbers, call us, let's do business together. What do you want to advertise? We are ready to advertise that. Oh my God, for a fee. The more your business grows, the more we get happy. And remember that we are also on YouTube. Our name is Black Empire Media, the biggest show of Pan-Africanism on TV. We are live on Loud Silence TV, super live on Pan-African TV. This is the Blakk Port. Yes, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube page and then you click on the notification button so you don't miss our stories Monday to Friday. Come here. Next story. What does it say? ASHAIMAN crisis. NITIWUL asked to go. NITIWUL is the Minister of Defense. And you know, the army, the military is under the Ministry of Defense. The police in Ghana is under the Ministry of the Interior. We have about 20,000 police, I beg your pardon, military in Ghana, soldiers in Ghana. In fact, as of 2020, we had 16,000. Now we have 20,000, approximately. And police, we have 30,000 and 165 police stations and posts across Ghana. So together, police and soldier, we have only about 50,000. Nigeria has about 2.4 million soldiers. Egypt has the best military across Africa, according to reports. Ghana is rated about 137 out of 145 countries. So Ghana military will not be considered, according to these statistics, as one of the best. But I know Ghana military is the best. When I look at the police in Ghana, it's one of the best in Africa. Nigerian police, one of the worst. I don't know about Nigerian soldier. I don't know the difference. But when you really want to see how corrupt African police is, enter Nigeria. When you are entering Semeboda, you will meet over 7 trillion types of soldiers and police. These people, they deal in drugs. They will check if you have drugs on you. They will take money from you. Oh, these people are this. There are some who even want to check if you have mosquitoes in your bag. They will take money from you. From their own citizens, they do that. Are you okay? Nigeria, are you okay? Your own citizens. You have the same destiny. People are coming into the country, their own home. As Semeboda, you treat them like slaves and animals. You must be mad. What is that? Is that the money that is going to help you build that castle in the air? You behave as if you guys will never die. Yet Nigeria is one of the most religious countries in the world. Yet most corrupt. Why? Religion never teaches people to be corrupt. The more religious you are supposed to be far away from corruption, not Nigeria. Very corrupt. Police are taking money left, right, and center. Bribery is the order of the day. Those who are most undeserving of positions, they are those in positions all because of bribe and corruption. True talent is never, ever seen and rewarded. That is what corruption does. Does it mean Ghana is not corrupt? No. Ghana is corrupt. It is corrupt. But as compared to Nigeria, Ghana is a baby corrupt nation. I don't want to hear that. I go to South Africa and I see how the police are working, how the soldiers are working, and I have to clap. I go to South Africa, my own music. I'm giving it to an immigration officer because I was treated so well at the airport. Immigration officer says, no, sir, I cannot take this. My line of duty won't allow me to take this, but I am happy to go online and buy your music. Can you give me the details? And I'm like, what is this? This is beautiful. Go to Nigeria. They are rather demanding. Come to Ghana. At the airport, they are demanding. Are you okay? Are you two countries okay? You are not serious. You are disgracing our ancestors, and posterity will judge you. If I was God, anybody who demands bribe in Nigeria will die immediately. Any police who demands bribe in Ghana, you are struck with thunder, you die naked. Everybody will see you. What madness is this? We seem not to know the work that we do. The moment you join the police service, oh, you have arrived at El Dorado. It's time for you to reap money and build. It's time for you to be rich, and you treat your own citizens like pieces of rag. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? We see it everywhere. The police that is supposed to be your legendary friend, no, it's your bribe taker. All over Africa, except a few countries. What is happening to us? That is why the North Africans are cutting themselves away from West Africans. Because they believe that we are so corrupt and we are closer to the black dungeons and they are closer to Europe. And when I say things like this, I get so vexed. Let's be serious, Patriot. Let's be serious. ASHAIMAN crisis, NITIWUL. That's the Minister of Defense. Asked to go. I was giving you some statistics. Ghana police, 30,000 in a country that is about 30 million people. Ghana soldier, as of 2020, we were 16,000. And police is for external aggression. I beg your pardon, army, soldier, external aggression. Police, internal. Why has NITIWUL been asked to go? Who is this NITIWUL at all? He is the Minister of Defense. That's him. Who is asking him to go? Why are they asking him to go? Oh, I know this man. I know him very well. Yeah, he's a statesman. I know him. This is Dr. Tamaklo, right? That's him. Run the story. Defense minister must resign or be fired over ASHAIMAN military invasion. I like how he calls it military invasion. And this is Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. Did you hear his name? Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. Two Nyahos. Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. And this is a statesman. Run the story. Former military officer and a leading member of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. All right, so you see it here. Wants Defense Minister Dominic NITIWUL to resign or be fired for the ASHAIMAN invasion by the military on the 7th of March, 2023 over the killing of a soldier. Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo told John Hughes on 3FM Sunrise Morning Show. That's the radio station I work for. That he was surprised President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo did not talk about the ASHAIMAN incident in the State of Nation address yesterday. Come here. I was shocked the president didn't talk about the ASHAIMAN incident. This is an important national issue that shouldn't have escaped his attention, he said. He further advised young officers to be wary of politicians and the military, not to allow itself to be manipulated by the politicians. Young officers, the military is your profession, so just soldier and be careful of politicians. He cautioned. He again advised the military high command to keep his troops in the barracks. The ex-military captain demanded that all soldiers across various missions in the country should be called back to the barracks. No soldier has business in bodyguarding anybody. Hallelujah. Did you hear that? The Minister of Defense should resign. Or what? He should resign for failing to properly advise the president on the ASHAIMAN incident. Why didn't he speak himself about his deputy and his deputy, but his deputy spoke? If indeed he is in the country, then what's wrong? He stressed. The soldiers that invaded ASHAIMAN shouldn't be punished because they were doing their work by the instructions of their superior officers. I agree. They didn't just get up to go there. They were asked to go there with armored cars and choppers and guns and ammunition. The military high command asked them to go there. So why should you punish the junior officers? I agree with him. If for anything at all, it is the superior officers that should be punished. Also, the superior officers took instructions from a higher command. That is why I said the Minister of Defense should resign or be fired. But I doubt if the president will do that, he added. Dr. Nyaho Tamakulo stressed that the ministers of Finance and Health should have been fired long time, but the president has refused. Hence, he doesn't expect him to sack the Minister of Defense. And this was written by Samuel Efriye, also one of my colleagues. Come here. Oh, you are. How did the soldiers go to ASHAIMAN? A soldier was killed, 21-year-old, sad. Sharif Imoro, trooper. Sharif Imoro, 21-year-old. Ghastly killed. As we stand right now, we don't know why he was killed. All fingers are pointing at robbery because he had a laptop and a phone. The autopsy results showed that there was a knife stuck in his heart. They stabbed him. He died. He was wearing full army uniform. 21-year-old. Killed in ASHAIMAN. Was it robbery? First, they said he was going for a fling with his girlfriend ASHAIMAN. Just because he didn't tell his mother that he was coming to ASHAIMAN. And before the mother realized, he had died in ASHAIMAN. The police failed to act. We haven't heard the police say anything. IGP hasn't said anything. This is the duty of the police. But ASHAIMAN police, 100 Ghana cedis. 100 Ghana cedis for petrol vehicle fuel. I've had reports from there, and we have the facts. When they are going on patrol, 9th patrol, ASHAIMAN police coughs out 100 Ghana cedis. How much can you buy with 100 Ghana cedis? So what the police will do, they will sit in the patrol, move outside a little bit and park it there and be whiling away the time whilst the thieves will be having a field day, or better still, field night. We have talked and talked and talked. The details are there. It's not a serious country. So the Minister of Interior is sleeping. Armchair minister. Nothing is happening. People don't even trust the police anymore. When they catch a thief, they want to give the thief instant injustice. Look at what happened to Major Mahama. Today is Trooper Sharif Imoro. He's gone 21 years. No child. The mother said she would have been glad if he even had left a child. But no child. 21. He's gone. Military sat back and realized that no, police that's supposed to be dealing with this, we are not hearing anything from that. So bam, they came in beating people left, right, and center. Once they believed that your face looked like the face of a criminal, double slap, bah! You hear thunder and lightning in your ears and in your brain. Your brain will be sizzling hot. Shh. Onumushishi. Onumushishi. My brother, my sister, the first minister, I agree with Nyaho Tamaklo. He must go. Look at what happened in Nalergo. Just a few days back, they sent police and soldier combined. Militarizing. It's a militarization of the state to go and arrest an ancient king. 800-year-old king. Later, when they realized it was becoming impossible, the people had resisted the police and soldier. They were ready to die for their king. The police went with their guns. Soldiers went with their guns. They couldn't penetrate. There comes a time when human beings are not scared of any guns anymore. That was what happened in Alergo. Before the Minister of Defense and all those people released a statement. Oh, leave the king alone. We shall deal with him later. Soldiers come back. Why? I agree that this minister should go in the interest of Ghana. Or else, what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing. I can't think far. I can't think madness.
Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco show, man.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. I love you. Next, stubborn Nana Addo should have cancelled Independence Day Jamboree. Mahama called it a jamboree. It was not a celebration. It was a political party jamboree. They had bussed a number of their supporters to Adakulu. And pom pom pom, pom pom pom, ha pom pom pom. Run the story. Who said this? Stubborn Nana Addo should have cancelled Independence Day Jamboree. This is Martin Pebu, right? He's a lawyer. Yes, these days he's been in the news. He hits here and he hits there. Recently, Mahama had to jump on him and say, hey, you are a lawyer, you should have known better. This is the same person. He says Nana Addo is a stubborn cat. Only the Voltarians can use him for cat soup. Number 9. Akufo-Addo is very stubborn. Independence celebration should have been cancelled. renowned lawyer Martin Kpebu has stated that he agrees with the position of former President John Dramani Mahama that the 66th Independence Day celebration should have been cancelled because of the current hardship in Ghana. Renowned lawyer Martin Kpebu has stated that he agrees with Mahama. Yes, he does. And check the spelling of cancelled is double L. Yeah? Make sure you fix it there. The children are watching this. They need to spell properly. Now, according to the lawyer, the funds used for the Independence Day celebration could have been used for pressing needs of the country, including the purchase of vaccines for the immunization of children, which is currently in short supply, and the payment of pensioner bondholders who are currently going through a lot of hardships. Speaking in an interview on NITIWUL FM, which was monitored by Ghana Web, Martin Kpebu said that other African leaders like the president of Tanzania canceled their independence celebration. But President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is too stubborn to listen to advice. Dash it away. Remember, we were the first to say on this show that the Independence Day ceremony should be cancelled. Remember, from last year, we're talking about the Tanzanian Independence Day that was cancelled by Suluhu, President Suluhu, who was the vice president of the great Tanzanian president Magufuli. It spread all over the country. This is the show. That's the fire starter. But the president refused. He made sure that he had his party jamboree. After all, they are building the blocks for the party to continue being in power. They don't care about the people. They only care about being in power forever. To God be the glory. Yes, children don't have vaccines. No vaccines. All the hospitals in Ghana, no vaccines for children. In the Tamale municipality, children are catching measles and are going down the drain. And president has money to go and celebrate independence that his great-grandfathers did not even believe in. What is happening to us? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Well. Come here and bring me the last story. Last story I'm looking at. It says, dying passenger thrown out of bus. Hey. A bus is moving from where, Bekwai to where, from where to where in Ghana. There's a passenger in it dying, and boof. This is from Class 91.3, a radio station I worked with some time ago. Come here, let's read it together. It says, the passenger identified as Henry Owusu Ajimai Ankobia, in his 40s, believed to be traveling from Asante Bekwai to Accra, was allegedly removed from the vehicle he was aboard after his health condition worsened and was gasping for breath. They removed him. What happened to that passenger? Look at the sad thing that happened to him. Dying passenger thrown out of commercial vehicle on Accra to Kumasi Highway. A dying passenger has reportedly been thrown out of a commercial vehicle on the Achim-Apedwa Junction stretch of the Accra to Kumasi Highway in the eastern region. The passenger, identified as Henry Owusu Ajimai Ankobia, in his 40s, believed to be traveling from Asante Bekwai to Accra, was allegedly removed from the vehicle he was aboard after his health condition worsened and he started gasping for breath. The visibly dying gentleman was aided by eyewitnesses to cross the road in desperate search for a good Samaritan to help him get emergency medical intervention, but suddenly fainted. Unfortunately, the passerby and hawkers, in fact, the passers-by and hawkers along the road were afraid to get closer to him for fear of incrimination. Number 42810 Detective Sergeant Bright Armor, a police officer stationed at the Apeja police station, but on steady leave, came across the situation and rescued the dying passenger from the roadside and sent him to the Apeja Health Center. His blood sugar level was about 26. He was immediately referred to Kibi Government Hospital at about 8:30 p.m. About 4:30 p.m., I came across a sick passenger whom, according to eyewitnesses, was abandoned by a commercial vehicle. He was aboard at Apeja Junction. They assisted him to cross the road to the other side of the road, but fell on the ground, dying. But the people around were afraid and helpless. So when I got there, I hired a taxi and rushed him to Apeja Health Center, but was referred to Kibi Government Hospital in the evening around 8 p.m. He had some 300 Ghana cedis in his pocket, so I used part of it for the medical expenses, because the policeman's salary in this country is like a joke. A dying man, why should we even use his money? But in this case, the policeman had done what Napoleon couldn't do. He was gone. He didn't have it. Is it not an embarrassment? He used part of the money for what? To take care of this man. He had 300 Ghana cedis in his pocket, so I used part of it for his medical expenses. What happened to insurance? So if the man had no money, what will happen to him? Detective Sergeant Armor told Star News Eastern Region correspondent Kojo Ansa. The police officer took the unlocked Samsung Galaxy 9 mobile phone of the critically ill patient to search and call his relatives to inform them about the situation. So I called the family members. I called one man who gave his identity as a military officer, and said the man was his cousin. Unfortunately, the man died at dawn before the arrival of the family members the next morning, and the body deposited at Kibi mortuary, the police officer said. The deceased family members arrived at the hospital in a Land Cruiser vehicle for the necessary arrangement to transport the body to Asante Bekwai. Management of the Kibi Government Hospital confirmed the incident, and efforts made. The passenger, well, I mean, we all understand. Some words are missing in there. Were unsuccessful. He died. Show me the photo of the man. There's a photo of the man. Go to the class FM tweet. Look at him. He died. He died. The painful thing is that they removed him from the vehicle, realizing that he was gasping for breath and was dying. So they decided that, I'm sure a few of them were shot. Yes, me pentem, me buy a course school, me cock cry, I for me buy a school, me mami yare, me nana yare. Hey, they will be saying this. And driver took him out. But all those who sat down for this man to be removed from the car, it could happen to you too. If you could sit down and not aid a dying man who was sitting with you just a few moments ago. These are the people who get involved in accidents and nobody wants to touch them. They will leave them there to bleed, and die like goats and sheep. They are wicked people. The driver of that commercial bus, posterity will judge you so harshly. You will die like a chicken if you don't repent. I am hurt by this. Since when did we get this wicked? On this note of wickedness, I would like to say thank you so much. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Li'ila fi qurash ila fi rilata shitai wa salt. Falyabudu rabb hadzal balad allazi atamana min ju'in wa amana bin khawf. Come here. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. I want to say Juma Mubarak to all Muslims. I appreciate you and I love you. It's been the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo. And to the victims of ASHAIMAN, beaten up and brutalized by the police. Love and respect every time. To the military that lost Imoru Sharif, have our condolences. And to the people of Ghana, Ghana can work again. Happy weekend. Hey! Wayo!